We finally have confirmation that a new contract has been signed between Lewis Hamilton and Mercedes that will take his career with the Silver Arrows up until at least 2025. The 7-time world champion expressed belief that the team will get back to winning ways. However, Mercedes also extended the contract of George Russell, so one can't help but wonder if Hamilton is the #1 driver of Mercedes from now onwards, and what could that mean for the future of the Brackley team? Also, why did it take so long for Hamilton to sign, and what message does this send to the grid? Lewis Hamilton has finally signed a new 2-year contract with the Mercedes Formula One team, ending months of rumours about his contract. Since the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix in December 2021, Hamilton hasn't won a race, and this is because Mercedes hasn't done a good job with either of its car designs in the new ground effect age so far. This led to rumours that Hamilton could be lured away by a rival team, even though both the 38-year-old driver and his Mercedes team constantly said they were committed to each other and were confident that a new deal would be made. However, months went by and nothing was actually done. So why did it take so long though? The 2022 season was a terrible one for the Silver Arrows, with the now notorious W13 being plagued by bouncing issues and the phenomenon called porpoising. This severely hindered the progress that could have been made and nosedived Mercedes into averageness, struggling to win, with their only victory coming at the Brazilian Grand Prix, where George Russell managed to stop Red Bull's dominance for a moment. At the start of the season, Hamilton wasn't happy with how the W14 turned out, as it looked eerily close to its predecessor, and to be honest, it even performed in a similar manner, as the Silver Arrows struggled to get into rhythm, with both Hamilton and Russell saying that they're not feeling the car as they should. This inevitably mirrored itself on their results, and Toto Wolff and the team over in the Brackley factory had no choice but to move away from the dreaded zero-pod design and revamp the car mid-season. Perhaps this was one of the reasons why it took so long for Hamilton to sign a new contract. Maybe he was looking for solid confirmation for the direction in which the team will be going this season and the next one, because it certainly couldn't have been a human factor involved here, because both him and Toto said how they would discuss the terms of the new contract over a coffee. But now we finally have it, and the Formula One community has been eagerly waiting for this, especially the fans of the Silver Arrows. A decade ago, the thought of him driving into this age would have been unimaginable, but amid speculations of a potential move to Ferrari, Hamilton expressed his gratitude to Mercedes in a statement, emphasizing the dedication, hard work, and commitment that both he and the team have invested over the past decade. "We've never been hungrier to win," said Hamilton of the renewal. "We've learned from every success but also every setback. We continue to chase our dreams, we continue to fight no matter the challenge, and we will win again. I'm grateful to the team who have supported me both on and off the track. Our story isn't finished. We're determined to achieve more together, and we won't stop until we do." Well, despite the rumours, Hamilton was never seriously considering Ferrari, stating, "Every day we dream of being the best. Our story isn't finished. We're determined to achieve more together." And the main drive behind Hamilton's continuation in F1 might be his pursuit of an 8th world title. And what's even more interesting, in my opinion, is that in addition to Hamilton's renewal, Mercedes announced that George Russell would also be driving for the team until the end of 2025. George Russell's position was praised by the team, indicating the duo as the strongest pairing on the grid. Mercedes emphasized the successful partnership with Hamilton, describing him not just as a driver, but a leader and pillar of the team. This is a very strong message they're sending to the grid, and to Hamilton as well in a way, as it proves that both British drivers are now equal in the team, and there is no favouritism in Brackley, as it was previously thought of, seeing as Hamilton is one title away from setting a new record. This now means that in a situation where Russell would be the driver closer to a victory in a race and Hamilton behind, the team would support the younger Briton rather than Lewis. In a way, this hinders Lewis's chances for an 8th world title, or makes it that much harder to win it, considering how dominant Red Bull is. He is one of the few who, with a competitive car, could pose a significant challenge to achieve the title. While he has no intention of retiring before Alonso, it's conceivable that he might retire a year or two after him. Hamilton's long-term presence in Formula One, however, may not solely be with Mercedes. Much hinges on Mercedes' performance in the upcoming seasons. If they lag behind competitors like Red Bull, Hamilton might reconsider his options or potentially retire, especially if he doesn't achieve the 8th title. There were delays in finalising Hamilton's contract, but Mercedes clarified that the timeline was typical and the media had blown it out of proportion. There was speculation that Hamilton's initiative, Mission 44, which aims to improve diversity within F1, was a factor in the negotiations. However, Mercedes dismissed this, stating they've long supported the initiative independently. Notably, Hamilton entered 2021 without a finalised contract. A similarly pleased Russell added, "I've grown up with this team ever since joining as part of the junior program back in 2017. It's my home, and it feels fantastic to extend our special relationship through 2025. After stepping up to the Mercedes race seat last year, I wanted to reward the trust and belief that Toto and the rest of the team placed in me. Taking my first pole position and race win last year was an unforgettable feeling. More importantly though, it's been great to work with everybody at Brackley and Brixworth to make progress with our car and push forward our development. Their loyalty, vision and hard work is inspiring." Well, in my opinion, in the broader context, Lewis Hamilton's choice probably came quite naturally, as switching to a different team at his current career phase, especially when Mercedes possesses the fundamental capabilities to challenge Red Bull, didn't seem feasible, as no other teams presented a more promising outlook. So, Hamilton's primary considerations were whether he still had the passion to compete, and if so, the duration of his commitment. He resolved to stay in the competition and commit for a minimum of 2 more seasons, with other particulars following this decision. It's likely the appeal of clinching an 8th F1 title that kept Hamilton anchored, and if the same fervour that fueled his remarkable achievements still resides in him, which only he can ascertain, then his choice is justifiable. Given his undeniable prowess, there's a high probability of him reaching further milestones. Lewis has recently emphasised his desire to compete against Max Verstappen on a level playing field. Despite Hamilton's unparalleled achievement, Verstappen's present supremacy and rising prominence might be spurring Hamilton to reassert his own excellence in the sport. And this now puts a time frame on the title number 8, because what happens to that desire if Mercedes fails to provide a car that matches his ambitions? So they have a 2-year window to meet this challenge, and persisting year after year with a car that doesn't measure up isn't a scenario one can easily envision for a competitor of Hamilton's stature. Then we also have the Russell issue. As we mentioned in the video previously, he's at the same page as Hamilton as well now, and with no priority over his partner, it's a question whether or not Lewis can accomplish this feat alone in an era where Mercedes are far from the top. But while Hamilton is an incredible driver, I do wonder if the motivation for an 8th title is the best way to extend your career, as he needs no further proof to be called an all-time great. I think that this should really be the other way around, as Hamilton needs to get motivation out of making Mercedes better and fighting at the front again. What happens then, we'll see. I hope he sees it that way, but we'll only know for sure if Mercedes delivers a bad car in 2024. So after hearing all this, what do you think about this? Let us know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.